And welcome, boys and girls, to another episode of Door Stuck. My name is Bach. I'll be your host for the show. Joining me on the show, as always, is my humble companion in the world of Counter-Strike, Mr. MagicHelmet. Mitchell, how is your week going? I know we just had a lot of stuff happen last night. My hands are covered in blisties, and my hips are sore from swinging some golf clubs, but you unfortunately weren't there, as we had a chance to go have a little bit of an outing.
Yeah, I missed out. I feel like I'm one of the few people that aren't located in Philadelphia, so I don't get to join in on the fun when you guys to go to places like Top Golf. So unfortunate, but it sounded like it was fun. I haven't swung a club in a while. I can't, as I mentioned before, I can actually juggle the ball like Tiger Woods, so I didn't get to show off my skills. But it was a good day yesterday. NSG company meeting. I think we learned a lot about where we're at right now and the future. So a lot of exciting stuff going on. But generally, outside of that, you know what? I actually got unmatched on Tinder for the first time because I'm not 6 feet tall.
Ooh.
And my ego took a little bit of a blow. But you know what? It's okay. There's 3 billion women in the world, and you know what? That one, okay. You don't like people under 6 feet tall. It's okay.
That does sting a little bit. I mean, I'm not necessarily the shortest guy on earth, but I'm not the tallest either. I'm right at the average level, which is okay. But that definitely was something that happened to me once upon a time. But look at this.
Now he's married.
So
He
it doesn't
have
matter.
to worry
It's
about
water under the bridge.
Yeah, wife is locked in.
Speaking of exciting things that happened this week was a bit of an interesting roller coaster ride for North American CS with a lot of the results we saw with the new teams and the new rosters that are coming out, more specifically looking at Team Liquid, who's looking fantastic with Grim as the substitute for Nitro. But some of the more important things, issues that we're kind of dealing with right now in the back end relate to Blast and what happened with the NEOM partnership. So we'll go ahead and take a look at that. For those that don't know, NEOM is a project in the Middle East that is basically supposed to be a massive tech city. So they're going to have technology-infused everything. So it's natural for them to want to get into esports because esports is basically just the future of competitive whatever you want to say it is. We are apparently the future of that. So it didn't surprise me to see the partnerships come through. We saw one with the LEC, and then we saw one from Blast. The LEC instantly reverted the changes almost within an hour because there's a couple of different controversies going on with the people behind the project. So because of the ties to, I think it's Saudi Arabian royalty, effectively, they indirectly are tied to a lot of the horrible things and atrocities that have been committed against the LGBTQ community over in the Middle East, but also because this whole project centers around a portion of land that they don't actually have the ability to just like start building in because people live there. There's a whole tribe of people that live there, and the way they're handling it is by basically saying, get out or we'll kill you. And that's already happened. So what was cool was the LEC turned on that really quick. It took Blast like 16 days to admit that this was a bad move and then eventually undo it.
Yeah, right decision by both companies. Blast clearly very late behind it. They probably had a whole bunch of high-level meetings to discuss whether it was worth backing out of this or not. And, my biggest issue is, these are large companies. They had the opportunity to vet these opportunities. They had to have known there was going to be some sort of issue from the community that they would be tied to these atrocities that are going on. All the human rights issues that are happening, whether they're just like silencing dissenters, arresting them, potentially other big issues that I'm not in tune to, but I know there's a lot of issues going on with that. So these big companies that have the ability to vet these opportunities, they fleshed it all out. I am sure of that. They don't leave anything to chance when they're working with some sort of sponsor. So there was clearly a decision that said, the money's enough for us to take the flack, but they didn't expect the flack that they got on Twitter and all the other platforms from the community. And one of the things I really like, just because you and I are both casters, a lot of the casters spoke up about it, and they weren't okay with it. They said they wouldn't work with these companies when they have this tie to NEOM, which I thought was great. And one of the videos we did in the past, or one of the shows we did in the past, is where we're talking about, people shitting on other people and how it affects their mentality and just how it makes people feel. But this is, I think, the opposite, and where everybody comes together